Alright, so without further ado, let us begin our chapter 2 today. Alright, introduction to management information. Alright, so these are the flowchart, which are the things that we're going to learn in this morning. Alright, so anyone, all of you, do you know the subject we are learning now is MA1, right? As you can see from the note, actually the name for MA1 is management information. So basically, chapter 2 is a chapter that it will tell you what is management information, and at the same time, what is the purpose for us to learn this subject, or what is the purpose of management information. All right, so we will be learning what is management information and what is the purpose of management information. Can see my handwriting? Do I need to zoom bigger? Can see? Can all right. So before we officially start our chapter 2, let me ask you guys some questions as usual, so that you guys will be knowing that what is the purpose for us to learn this chapter. So to all my manager of Gardenia company, do you think that data and information is very important to our organization? Yes, like we can even say that for every day, every hour, or even every minute, we will be collecting and gather information, right? Yes. So now we know that we will be collecting all the information already, right? So next is, how do we use this information? All right, and what is the benefit for us to use all this kind of information? And this is the thing that we're going to learn under chapter 2. All right, so under chapter 2, first we will give you an introduction about what is data and information. All right, because I believe that before this, you guys might think that data and information is thing that is lebih kurang sama, right? Right, I believe that you guys don't know what is the actual difference between it. So under 2.1, we will be learning what is the actual difference or characteristic of data and information. After that, after we know what is the difference between data and information, we will look into what are the sources and category of information. All right, it mainly come from two sources, which is external, and the other one would be, yes, correct. So under 2.4, we will be learning what is or what are the example of external information as well as internal information. Okay. So on the other hand, we will be learning what is the purpose of management information, which is what is the reason for you to learn about MA1, management accounting. After we know the purpose already, we got to know today management information is very important to all of us. And all this kind of important information, we must communicate or present to our superior, which is our CEO or our board of directors. All right. So under 2.3, we will learn how do we prepare a report to present all the management information to our superior or our bosses, and what are the characteristics of good information. All right. Okay. So now, after we present our information to our superior already, the next is we will look into the main difference between management accounting and financial reporting, which is also our FA, financial accounting. Remember during our first class, I have only give you guys a brief explanation of what is the difference between MA and FA, right? By the way, guys, just a quick one. You guys have attended how many class of FA? 2. So how was it? Good. What have you guys learned? Mainly source document, is it? Currently still source document only, right? All right. So basically, FA is more like business related, and it is mainly related to external party, like what I have explained on our last lesson. So under 2.5, we will get a more in-depth explanation about what are the significant difference between MA and FA lah. All right. So after we know about the difference between MA and FA, it is time for us to face the reality. Even though management information will provide a lot of benefit and advantage to our business organization, but at the same time, there will be certain limitation on the management information. And what are these? We are going to discover later. All right, there's nothing 100% good in this world. Every good thing will come with some certain limitation, and we are going to learn that limitation in a short while. Okay. So, and last but not least, we will learn about trainee accountant role in a cost and management accounting system, which is something that's very theoretical lah. Basically, you got to know, like, if today you guys, after you graduated, you become a trainee accounting for management accounting, then what are the fundamental job scope that your manager are expecting from you lah? All right, so that you guys can have an idea about it. All right, so far so good. Aga know what are you going to learn under chapter 2 already? It's mainly about management information. No more business thing already. All right, purely management information. All right. And as usual, chapter 2 is a theoretical chapter. All right, there's no calculation today. All right, even in the afternoon, which is chapter 5, there's still no calculation. But I think we will be doing some calculation for tomorrow classes lah. All right. So without further ado, let us begin. No one sleepy yet, right? No. All right. Everyone's still opening your eyes. All right. Good. So first, let us start with data and information. Where my small? So, what is data? Raw data may be processed in order for us to produce meaningful information. All right, this is just a summary. So, look into here, guys. These two you can give a star beside because there is a tendency that your exam might ask you what is the definition for data or what is the definition for information. All right. So what is data? Basically, data is a scientific term for your facts, figure, and measurement. All right. It is something that is no value. It's just a figure or a fact. Like today, I makan roti. This is a fact. So this is a data only, not information yet. All right. So data is actually a raw material for data processing. Okay. So on the other hand, what is information? Information is data that have been processed in such a way to be meaningful to the person who received the information. All right. So anything that is communicated, it means it is an information. All right. I know now it's a bit vague and a bit ambiguous, but no worries. We will look into some example now. All right. For example, here is our data, and here is our information. All right. So data is actually something that is cannot give us any insight or meaning. Or in another word, it is not so meaningful and not so insightful. All right. On the other hand, information is something that is very, yes, meaningful and insightful. Okay, still can follow guys. All right. So for example, look at example 8. Quantity of product sold. It is only a data, which is something that is not so meaningful. Because for example, to all my manager of Gardenia, if today I tell you that for yesterday, our company total sell 10,000 chocolate, 10,000 bread, does it provide any meaning or insight to you? No, right? It mainly tell you that how many units we have sold. But look at your right hand side. Information is the data process, right? So after the data have been processed, we can produce a sales report for different type of products sold. For example, like what? So initially, I only tell you that how many units of bread that we have sold, right? After we process the data, it will become a sales report for different type of product that we have sold. So after we process our data, it can become a sales report like what? From the sales report, I can tell you that chocolate flavor, we have sold how many units, vanilla flavor, we have sold how many units, and last, the strawberry flavor, how many units we have sold. So does it provide any information or insight to you? Yes, right? Because, for example, let's say if we know that chocolate is our best seller, then maybe for tomorrow or for the upcoming week or month, we may produce more chocolate in order to satisfy our market demand. All right. So you guys can see the difference between data and information already. Can understand? Data is not so meaningful one. Information is something more meaningful. Can understand? Can follow? All right. So let's look at the example B, customer satisfaction. All right. If today I tell you that our overall customer satisfaction is 4 out of 5, do you guys think it is a good reading? Yes, right. 4 out of 5 is very good already. If you don't believe, ask yourself, when you use Grab, what is the rate you give your Grab driver? 5. Wow, all of you very kind and generous. So cuma kasih 5 punya. Because the driver diam only drive, never find you top one. I see. All right. So basically, if we look at the customer satisfaction by itself, right, it shows that, for example, IE, we got 4 star out of 5 star. It seems like our company is doing good, right? And that's why we can achieve such a good customer satisfaction. But if we go and process the data, right, you can produce something called customer satisfaction report according to different location. All right. For example, may I just ask, how many of you are Selangor people? All right, majority Selangor people. All right, so maybe we put Selangor here. Anyone from Penang? All right, we got one, Penang. Anyone from Pahang? Don't have. Oh, there's one Pahang. Kedah, Kelantan? All right, we got few. All right, so I use one case stand for Kedah and Kelantan. All right, so just now, based on our data, our overall customer satisfaction is 4 out of 5, right? But after we process the data, we know that actually for Selangor, the customer satisfaction is only 3. All right. And for Penang, it is 4. And for Pahang, it is also 4. But when it comes to Kedah or Kelantan, the customer satisfaction is 5. So that on average, our customer satisfaction is still back to 4. But if we look into by location wise, right, we actually notice that the customer satisfaction from Selangor might not be that good. So from here, we may make certain decision, or we have to know the reason, identify what is the reason that caused that the Selangor customer is not so satisfied with our bread. Maybe Selangor customer prefer something that is not so chocolate. They prefer something more special. All right, so these are the reasons. Or maybe our Kedah customer prefer to eat something more healthier. That's why they choose to eat our bread every day. And that's why their satisfaction is higher as compared to Selangor people. All right, so this is the difference between data and information. All right, you guys get it? Know how to differentiate between data and information. All right, good. So guys, below we have 5 items here. So I give you guys a 3 minutes time to write down whether it is data or information. All right, 3 minutes, and I will discuss in a short while. You guys okay? Over there? Hannah? What happened? Why so funny suddenly? Hannah? Anything funny that you would like to share with us so that we can laugh together? By the way, guys, may I just ask, right? After your few days of FIA, right? Do you guys find your college life interesting? Yes, sir. All right. I think as of now, it is still difficult for you to know whether you like MA more or FA more. But I think those people who come from accounting background, right? Usually they find MA is easier. They find FA is easier, right? Because MA is something that you never learn in your high school, right? So when you study your MA, you have to treat it like a new baby. All right. Everything needs to start from zero. All right. For MA, it's basically just like your high school syllabus convert to English version only. All right. So I guess all of you have already completed already, right? Right? Okay, so the first one, what is it? Data. No one write information, right? Right. The correct answer is data. It is correct. So you see 60 completed customer feedback form, right? So it is a data, right? So after we process, it can become information. So after we process, what kind of information can we obtain? For example, these are customer feedback form, right? So usually customer feedback form, we have different kind of aspect one. Like the first one maybe is like our bread flavor. The second one will be packaging. So the information will be the customer satisfaction rate for different kind of perspective. So from there, we can make our improvement accordingly lah. All right. So how about the second one? A report summarize completed. All right, correct. The answer is information. All right, because it has summarized. By the way, guys, when we say about data processed into information, right? What do we mean by processing? Is basically we are doing some action called summarizing, filtering, and sorting. All right, these are the kind of data processing method that we can use. Okay. Okay. So the second item, right? A report summarize the completed customer feedback form and include a suggestion of possible conclusion from the responses. So from there, everything or anything that has been summarized, it will automatically become an information lah. All right. So the third one, what is it? Data or information? All right, correct. The answer is information. And each receivable report categorize XYZ account receivable according to the length of time whereby the invoice have been outstanding. Okay? Anyone don't understand this statement? Basically, they only classify their trade receivable, your account volume terima, into different category according to how many days they have still owing us money. All right. So maybe after categorize into 1 month, 2 months, 3 months already, so we can take appropriate action accordingly. For those customers who owe us more than 2 months, maybe it is time for us to send a reminder to them. All right, so that we can trace back our money and make sure it do not become a bad debt. Okay, understand, guys? Hannah? All right. So how about the fourth one? XYZ sales ledger as displayed by the accounting system. Data. Why? Data or information? No information. No. All right. The answer is data only. You guys are right. Why is it is and data? Is because by looking at the sales ledger, right, we don't know anything one. But after, if we process it, right, we can know. After process, we can know who is our biggest customer. All right. Because usually our sales ledger account contain all the sales transaction that we have conducted throughout the period. But after we summarize it, we filter or we sort the data, it can sort or summarize according to different customer. And from there, we can see which customer contributed the most sales to our company. And maybe from there, you would like to give them some more discount or what kind of things lah. All right. So information can help you to make your decision accordingly. Okay. Can follow, guys? Can all right. So the last one, a listing of direct transfer made by XYZ for the past week with their corresponding authorization code. Data or information? Data give me 1, information give me 2. The answer is data. All right. So why is it just a data? Because of the listing of direct transfer made, right, is only indicate that during the past week, what are the expenses that we have incurred? It is not processed yet. So after process, what can we know? After process, after process, we can know which is our biggest expenses. Yes. No, actually, with their corresponding authorization code, it means that before we make any direct transfer, right? Like what we have learned in our chapter 1, right? Authorization. So every transaction, there must be an authorization code after the transaction has been authorized. It's just like a code for each of the transaction, but it is not sorted or summarized or filtered anything. Understand? It's just like today, if you guys have a bank account, when you do any bank transaction, right, it will come with a bank code, right? A reference code. This is just a code for us to refer or for us to analyze your data only. It is not an information yet. All right. So guys, so far so good for the 5 questions. Okay. Any question that you guys would like to ask regarding data and information? No. All right. So question. Let me give you guys a statement, then you let me know whether it is a data or information. I'm still thinking. If I tell you that I drove 1 hour 30 minutes this morning, is it a data or information? Yes. If I say for me to go Shah Alam, I need 1 hour. For me to go to Petaling Jaya, I need 2 hours. This is, yeah, it's actually very, very easy only. You guys can base on the length of the sentence to determine whether it is data or information. You see, usually for the data, right, the sentence is rather short one. Whereas for information, right, the sentence is a bit lengthy one. But of course, this is just a very general assumption. It is not 100% that case. All right. You still have to base on your knowledge and adjust judgment to make your decision accordingly. Okay? Can All right. So next one. These are a few key terms that you have to know. All right. So the first one, data user. What is data user? Data user is an individual or organization who control the personal data and the use of the personal data. Okay? Boleh ya? Second, data subject. Apa itu data subject? Data subject is an individual who is the subject of personal data. Okay? Third one, personal data. What is personal data? Personal data is information about a living individual, including expression of opinion about him or her. All right, can understand what is data user, data subject, as well as personal data? All right, okay, maybe it is a little bit big for you guys. All right, so I have drawn something for you guys to see. All right, so maybe you can put a note one for it. All right, so you guys can see, right? So if today you guys know who is PAC, right? Yes, all right. So if today PAC, we would like to conduct a survey, right? And in our survey, right, let's say we would like to conduct a teaching survey and we would need you to fill up your personal particular, like your name, your student ID, what is the subject that you have taken, and what is your age. So all this kind of information is what we call personal data, all right, because it related to an living individual, which is me. Unless you say I'm not a living individual, then different story lah. And so you guys, student who we collect our information from is the data subject, all right, because all the information is related to you and you are the data subject, all right. So who are we, PAC? Since we are going to use your information, we are automatically become the data user. All right, by having this illustration, does it make it better for you to understand what is the difference between data user, data subject, and personal data? Yes. Yeah, you guys need to take photo? No need, right? If need, you let me know. Okay, so we shall proceed. All right, so under here, when we say about personal data, it is information about living individual. If today your name, is it a personal data? Yes. Is iPhone a personal data? Why? It is not living individual, right? Good, correct. So non-personal data would be something like product name or company name. Okay. All right, guys, still can follow. So far, so good. Okay, next, management. What is management? Management is the people who in charge of running a business or other organization. All right, basically just the people who running a business organization. All right. Then what is management information? In simple words, it is basically the information that is used by people who are in charge of running or managing an organization. All right. Simple? Can understand? Can All right. These are just simple theory lah, since we are still in chapter 1, 2 only. All right. So far so good.